Hello, brothers and sisters. I have to say, my last video was received better than I anticipated. It's not often you're going to chide both sides of the aisles, and I think you're going to walk the middle unscathed. I did hear that I didn't do it perfectly. I missed something in the message. I'm sure others have an opinion on what that is. I also heard to ask forgiveness to one brother for speaking harshly. I can't remember the name, but if you're watching, I apologize for speaking harshly to you in the comments section. I do think, though, that some of the comments in the comments section proved the message. I never said in that video that there won't be other Jesuses. I said that I heard that the phrase was misused and applied unrighteously. The main point is, we need to judge righteously by His Spirit. So many, I'd even say the vast majority, want so badly to appoint themselves as judges. They seemingly want all to recognize and submit to the altar of religion they themselves have crafted or accepted in the name of Yahweh. I myself have no need of any man's judgment, and I don't say that arrogantly. I go to the Lord several times a day to ask Him to judge me. I ask to be knocked upside the head if I've fallen into delusion or if I'm doing something that displeases Him. Recently, He saved me by this prayer, by knocking me upside the head, and I'm grateful for it. Do the same. Don't be toothpick hunters while walking around toting your own log. Don't be so busily finding other people's faults. Fix your own. One brother, and I don't mean to pick on you, was so caught up in a stone that he's placed in his own altar of religion that he repeated over and over in the comments section that I had said something that I hadn't, arguing a point that I had never even made. We have to be careful. We get so caught up in our own self-made religions. We start to interpret much falsely through religious glasses when we do this. John 7:24, judge not according to appearance, but judge righteous judgment. Beware of the leaven of the Pharisees, people. What's that leaven? Hypocrisy. Well, and self-made religion. Jesus says in Matthew 7:4 and 5 that it is a hypocrite who judges others while still sinning. But you say, you're not my brother. You don't share my doctrinal viewpoint. I don't have to love you. Well, I state emphatically, once again, don't be a hypocrite. You're not going to be saved by your head knowledge, people, nor your doctrines. You're going to be saved by knowing Him, not of Him. Stop having your ears tickled. Stop listening to messages that are telling you these things. You need to seek God. You need to know that you know Him. 1 Corinthians 4:5. Therefore judge nothing before the appointed time. Wait till the Lord comes. He will bring light hidden in darkness and will expose the motive of men's hearts. We don't know another's heart. We can look at their fruit, but don't try to equate another's fruit by your own cut stones of religion. Work out your salvation with fear and trembling. So you're going to say, He did not come to send peace, but a sword of division. Yeah, but that sword was Him. He divides by His righteousness, which we are to seek first. Following Him will divide us from the world and those who seek it. Don't try to divide by your own sense of self-righteousness. It's not going to work. John 17:21 through 22. That they may all be one, just as you, Father, are in me, and I in you, that they may be also in us, so that the world may believe that you have sent me. The glory that you have given me, I have given them, that they may be one, even as we are one. Yeah, we are supposed to try to be one, folks. We are. I'm not saying that we are never to judge, or that we should accept bad doctrine, but that we should judge carefully and righteously. So many in this church, often the same ones who demand that grace affords them the right to keep on sinning, can't wait to appoint themselves as judges of others, to call others false prophets. Jesus says we will know the prophet by their fruit. He says to quit sinning and to love. How you doing with that? Do you go to God and ask him to reveal to you anything that offends him? I say do it every day. Anything that offends you, God, reveal to me. Do you confess at night for that secret sin of yours, the one you don't want anybody to know about, even though you intend to do it the very next day? Do you do this over and over and over? If you do, I suggest you really be trembling and consider maybe shutting your mouth and regarding others' sin and whether they're false prophets or not, until you're clean before God and know that you are clean before him. And to you who have through his grace come far in your walk, and that would include me, I'm in that too. We need to remember that to whom much is given, much is to be required, and that we should be gentle in our rebuking of others. You say love tells the truth, and I say yes, it does, but gently and without ego. 1 Corinthians 13. If I speak in the tongues of men and of angels, but have not love, I am a noisy gong or a clanging cymbal. And if I have prophetic powers and understand all mysteries and all knowledge, and if I have all faith so as to remove mountains, but have not love, I am nothing. If I give away all I have, and I deliver up my body to be burned, but have not love, I gain nothing. Love is patient. Love is kind. Love does not envy or boast. It is not arrogant or rude. It does not insist on its own way. It is not irritable or resentful. Love bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things. Love never ends. As for prophecies, they will pass away. As for tongues, Jason, they will cease. As for knowledge, it will pass away. For we know in part, and we prophesy in part, but when the perfect comes, the partial will pass away. This is not saying that the Bible got rid of the gifts. Oh my goodness, I can't believe someone interprets it that way. And I know that we've all heard this at the last wedding we went to. It's the most popular wedding verses. This is something that is relevant to right now, to how we're walking, and to what Jesus wants us to do. And if we're his servants, we follow his example. Yes, Jesus will divide in himself. Following him will make others hate you. Do others hate you for loving him? Or are you hating others for loving him? Divide rightly. Hating others for not living up to your standard, your altar, is not the goal. A dividing is coming. It's already happening. Make sure you are on the right side of this division. Don't count on your pastor to tell you if you are, or your head knowledge, or what you think. Ask Jesus. Seek him. If you want peace, not pretend peace that ducks its head into the sand, but real peace that passes understanding. Seek him, obey him, know him, and be sure he knows you. For those who would like to cherry pick some verses about judging, because that really seems to be what happens all the time, I submit these verses for you. And this isn't my favorite version, I'll have to confess, and forgive me for those of you who hold to the King James Version only altar. But I submit that these truths are truth, no matter what Bible they're written in. Luke 6:37, judge not, and you will not be judged. Condemn not, and you will not be condemned. John 7:24, do not judge by appearances, but judge with right judgment. James 4:1-2, there is only one lawgiver and judge, he who is able to save and destroy. But who are you to judge his neighbor? Romans 2:1-3. Therefore you have no excuse, every one of you who judges. For in passing judgment on another, you condemn yourself, because you, the judge, practice the very same things. Ephesians 4:29. Let no corrupt talk come out of your mouth, but only such as is good for the building each other up, as it fits the occasion, that it may give grace to those who hear. John 8:7. He stood up and said to them, Let him who is without sin among you be the first to throw a stone at her. Matthew 7:1. Judge not, that you be not judged. Romans 14:1. As for the one who is weak in faith, welcome him, but do not quarrel over opinions. Titus 3:2. To speak evil of no one, to avoid quarreling, to be gentle, and to show perfect courtesy towards all people. For we ourselves were once foolish, disobedient, led astray, slaves to various passions and pleasures, passing our days in sin and malice and envy, hated by others and hating one another. 1 Corinthians 2:15. The spiritual person judges all things, but is himself judged by no one. 1 Samuel 16:7. But the Lord said to Samuel, Do not look on his appearance or on the height of his stature, because I have rejected him. For the Lord sees not as man sees. Man looks on the outer part, but the Lord looks on the heart. Isaiah 11:3. And his delight shall be in fear of the Lord. He shall not judge by what his eyes see, or decide disputes by what his ears hear. Galatians 6:1. Brothers, if anyone is caught in any sin, you who are spiritual should restore him in a spirit of gentleness. 1 Peter 4:8-9. Above all, keep loving one another earnestly, since love covers a multitude of sins. Show hospitality to each other without grumbling. 2 Timothy 2:24 and 26. And the Lord's servant must not be quarrelsome, but kind to everyone, able to teach, patiently enduring evil, correcting his opponents with gentleness. James 3:17. But the wisdom from above is first pure, then peaceable, gentle, open to reason, full of all mercy and good fruits, impartial and sincere. Luke 18:10-14. 2 men went up to the temple to pray, one a Pharisee, the other a tax collector. The Pharisee, standing alone, prayed, God, thank you that I am not like other men, or evil like this tax collector. I fast twice a week. I give tithes of all I get. But the tax collector, standing far off, would not even lift his eyes to heaven, but beat his chest, saying, God, be merciful to me, a sinner. I tell you, this man went to his house justified, rather than the other. For anyone who exalts himself will be humiliated or humbled, but the one who humbles himself will be exalted. Yeah, these are just a few, guys. The overwhelming evidence of whether we are to judge or to be very careful in judgment, the overwhelming amount of verses supports not judging or being very careful with our judgment. I just ask that we in the body focus on that. Focus on loving one another. When we need to judge, make sure that we do it by His Spirit and that we know that we're hearing that's what we're supposed to be judging. Anyway, God bless. Love you all in Jesus.